with Sweetwater here, and I'm today...
Why?
I have the pleasure,
Why?
the honor...
How? When? That's all I've got to say. Let's do this, Father Nick.
This man, the busiest man on the planet, when he's not doing BLS, he's doing the Pantera celebration, he's doing the Hendrix deal, and then right now he's doing Zakk Sabbath. They have an album out right now. This thing
I've
here.
got a lot of unpaid bills from the early Black Label years. Some bar tabs that need to be paid. And I won't stop touring until I got at least another 75 years of touring to cover that bill.
Because after this, you're going back to Pantera celebration, then you're back in Europe with Zakk Sabbath again.
We're doing the Pantera celebration. Then right after that, Paul Abdul comes in, we work on some new moves, and we do Zakk Sabbath.
There you have it, No Rest for the Wicked, good name for an album. So we figured what we do, it's impossible to do this. You can't pick your 5 favorite Sabbath songs. You can't, or riffs. You can't even choose 50 because there's so many. So we're just going to pick...
This is very true. I have the same problem whether it's Taylor Swift, Justin Bieber, any of them, or early Gaga. But go ahead.
Early
Carry
Gaga.
on.
Yeah, that's hard as well. That's really hard. So he's just going to come up with 5 that he likes today. He'll play one, then I'll play one I like today. And within 5 minutes, it will be different. But what's your first riff then?
Obviously, NIB, one of the classics. So, I mean, you got, but it is so funny, even with Oz, he goes, oh yeah, it's like dun 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 dun. You get inspired by things, and you twist, crinkle, bend stuff, and then it turns into something else. You know what I mean? Whereas, like, if you told me, I was like, Nick, I go, that song, that riff's really cool. And you go, Zakk, I got it from listening to this. Right. And I'm like, wow, I would have never got that if you didn't tell me. You know what I mean? Yeah. The great thing about Oz, a lot of times it would be, like, NIB, some people say, my love can, sometimes he would follow the riff.
Right, and other times not.
And other times it's just like, or he'll hold a note over the riff.
Right.
You know, like a longer note. I mean, he truly is just a king of the melodies, though, man. I mean, you know, whether it's his love for the Beatles and everything like that, but, I mean, the combination of, you know, Tony's riffs and Bill's drumming and Geezer's lyrics and the bass playing, and, I mean, all 4 of them together, just...
Yeah, it's the magic.
It really, truly is.
The sum
amazing.
is greater than the individual parts.
Because they're all bringing something special to the table.
So let's hear the riff, my friend. Play it.
Just to show everybody, for anybody learning how to play guitar, it's we're in E right here. You can do it that way.
Gotcha.
You know, when you're bringing in the St. Ted Green chord inversions, you know. You know, so you're getting the low, you know, you're getting the A in it. You can go there or either or. And what's interesting on that word is Lord Iommi's playing the B as opposed to going instead of playing E. Yeah. Which is interesting that he would choose to play B. You know what I mean? I always thought, even that when I was like 15 years old learning it. But yeah, definitely a cool note, because, you know, you would figure, you know, you're playing E, but
yeah, it gives it a twist.
Totally. And then you got the bass. So go ahead, what do you got?
The first riff I ever learned was Paranoid, but the riff that got me wanting to play guitar was what my friends called the fuzz riff in Sabbath Bloody Sabbath.
Oh yeah, well, album. Of course, the most crushing riff of all time.
The cool thing about it is, once I learned he was tuned down to C sharp, and he was doing it back in, everyone thinks it's a new thing, this tuning down thing. He was doing it in 72.
Yeah.
Way back when. And the riff is gorgeous, like you said, simple but effective. And the thing I learned from it is I always thought the major third would be too happy, but the way he uses it in this is evil, totally. Just evil. So the riff goes like this. Root, minor third, second, and then every other time goes up to the major third. You're like,
yeah, without a doubt.
So
Lord
that's my
Iommi.
number one. What's your number two, good sir?
Obviously, Under the Sun. I mean, trying to figure that out. I mean, if you're learning your normal scales, you know, whether you're doing intervallic patterns or, you know, just, or, you know, how the patterns go, but this is like the way I ended up writing this. I was just always like, the way it's sounding is, you know, it's just the pattern keeps repeating.
Right.
So, and so you would figure, you know, it's just going to continue on. But I was like, what? And then I'm trying to figure whether it's harmonic minor. You know what I mean? So it would be interesting to ask Lord Iommi how he ended up writing that, or just coming about it, you know, doing the scale pattern. He was just like, no, it just sounded right to me. You know what I mean? I noticed that actually with a lot of St. Time stuff as well. You know, then back. And then you got the, you know. It's always good to throw the major thirds in there.
Perfect.
More St. Ted Green, you know,
Yeah.
the chord voicings. You'll see that in chord chemistry on about page 528. But anyway, so. But yeah, Under the Sun is definitely amazing.
My next one is one I had the honor of playing with you at Wembley at Marshall's 50th anniversary, Into the Void, which I know is in your set.
Yes. Well, we'll be playing that, we'll
little
be dancing
ditty.
to that one tonight as well.
And even though I love the main riff, you know, the one that... The one I really love is the one under the solo when it goes... Sorry, that was a bit of plagiarism of Mr. Page, Lord Page there, but hey, it all fits, it all fits.
Kind of, you know, with it's just the band drops out in the licks.
But it goes back to what you were saying, just the glorious simplicity that works.
And once again, it's the pentatonic, the most lyrical of all the scales.
Yeah, go figure, right?
Well,
go figure.
Well, you sing in pentatonic, you don't sing in, you know, normal scales, but I mean, but yeah, but everything, and I mean, like even down there, even with my writing with Black Label, it's just, but you can Set You Free or Suicide Messiah or any of these things. I mean, it's just like the riffs are usually on one string or two strings.
I love that riff.
But I mean, but that's all, you know, Lord Iommi University.
Yeah, blues scale.
But I mean, yeah, but it's just like, even with, you know. I mean, it just, all of it, like you said, it's all pentatonics, you know, and then you throw your, you know, chromatics in there, your blues notes and everything like that, but yeah, you can't.
Yeah, the mother of all
Well, that's
scales.
the reason why it still works. It's like a pair of old Levi's and a t-shirt, you know what I mean?
Right.
It never goes out of style.
So
it's just different combinations and mixing them up and changing them around, you know, and then you got a whole new lick or a whole new riff, you know.
What's your number three, my friend?
I've always liked, you know, like Behind the Wall of Sleep. A lot of, you know, Lord Iommi's, when he plays the ninth. But I just always think that's great. It's just, you know, you're playing a normal bar chord. know, because it's down, down. You got that count in the beginning, and then all of a sudden, then it goes into 4/4.
Right.
It's awesome.
Just clever stuff, man.
Yeah, without a doubt. So
that's why he is Lord Iommi and we're not.
Sabbath, without a doubt.
Changing my guitars for this next one by Digital Magic. Using the fine ZW overdrive to boost the amp, by the way. It's killer.
It's very good.
Killer. It's extremely good.
If you don't have capers, you use that in your chicken piccata. Carry on. What do we got, Father Nick?
So this is another one that's in the set today, which is Woolpig.
Yes.
Like, I love Luke's Wall, but I go back to, once again, it comes back to simplicity, and there's that riff that just kills me every time I hear me play it badly or someone like you play it really well, which is the one that goes.
And then the cool thing about this, even at that, like we're once again going back to the St. Ted Green chord voicings. I mean, it's like the cool thing about. No, I mean, being a kid when I first started learning how to play, you know, you got, right, you could play it there with the 9, right, or you got, you know, you got, and then you got the Jimi Hendrix, the Rose 9, you know, the Purple Haze chord. You know, but you know, once you start learning all these different chord voicings, it's like, oh wow, that's cool. You could do, you know, and obviously they're all different flavors. 'Cause obviously that's going to be more top endy because you got the high E and the big. That's on Chord Chemistry on page 423.
You should put a book out on this. This is great.
Ted Green already beat me to it. He's already got chord chemistry.
I'm using 2 fingers. This guy's way better than me, so he's using more than 2 fingers and playing it, you're playing it different every time. It sounds great.
No, but it's great. I mean, that's the awesome thing about different chord boards. You know, whatever. You know, that's how you. The more you learn, the more you throw it in your cooking. You know?
Yeah, like you said, the soup.
Yes.
The ingredients in the soup.
That's what it's all about. The flavor.
What's your next major soup? Number 4 for you.
Oh, well, we also do. Well, you got, of course. Another cool thing, I mean, I use that a lot in the writing, you know, what I'm doing, but I mean, it's just like, so obviously right here, you'd have an F chord. So this is going F to C. End of days. I'm a Black Label song, but I mean, yeah, just simple chord inversions. There's that Hendrix chord again. But you know, on this one, in Super Knot, when Tony's throwing those major thirds in. Super
Once again, major thirds, man.
Yeah.
Who said major's bad in metal? It's not.
No, usually, yeah, because it's major thirds are usually happy. Allman Brothers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
But Tony made them not
but it just sounds great.
Happy.
No, totally.
So my next one, and you're not, and this is not in your set, but Iron Man.
Yes.
There's a riff in there, and it's just one thing that goes back to
Yeah,
Pentatonic.
once again, Ozzy with the vocal line.
Yeah.
Because Ozzy could have sang anything over, but it's just, it really is awesome when a lot of times when he chooses to sing the riff.
Yeah, because it just hammers it home.
It's just great. I
And
mean,
knocks it out of the park.
it's such an iconic riff. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's brilliant. But there's that one in the middle, and it was the first time I'd really heard someone modulate up a step, which the one with
And then also when it goes into that part, they're changing time signatures and then all of a sudden going crazy and then all of a sudden coming back. Like just taking you on this roller coaster ride and then coming back to the main riff. It keeps you listening, you know what I mean?
Into the Void's a great example of that. It slows down, then speeds up and goes back again.
So
and
it's all over the place.
And it's seamless though, and it sounds right. It doesn't sound forced or contrived.
No, it doesn't sound like, well, what part is this? Why is this in here? You know?
Yeah.
So,
what a concept.
Oh, genius.
Just soup. Soup that works, and it's delicious and nutritious.
Yeah, it's delicious and nutritious, without a doubt.
In fact, it's very good. Your last one, my friend, number 5, what would it be?
We'll put, we do Lord of this World too. So, and that's also in D. But it's great. I mean, once again, there's another modulation. Then it goes back down to D, you know, for the solo. And then, you know, but great.
And once again, it's changing the mood, the vibe's changing within it. And one thing Rob Zombie said once, he said the reason there are no great new metal riffs is because Iommi wrote them already.
Yes, I agree.
And he fitted most of it, and just like
everything's an offshoot of what, you know, Lord Iommi, whatever car model he's already created.
Yeah, and he crammed so much into just one song. There's like 5 or 6, 7, 8, 9 riffs within a song.
What Ozzy would always say, he goes, we'd always see like each record that we were doing, it was just like to see if he could beat his last bench press. You know, like after like these amazing riffs he came up with on Masters of Reality. And it, you know, Into the Void, Children of the Grave, everything that's on that record, then all of a sudden, then they get to volume 4, and it was just like, well, let's see if he can top what he did on the last album. And then, you know, then he's coming up with Supernaut and everything that's on Snowblind and everything that's on that album. And then, you know, by the time they got to Sabbath Bloody Sabbath, well, like, we'll see what he can come up with on this one. Then he's writing Sabbath Bloody Sabbath. Ozzy said it was pretty mind-blowing, you know, with Sabotage and everything like that. I remember reading the thing with Ozzy, he was just like, no, he goes, to me it was all the classic albums up to Sabbath Bloody Sabbath. I just always thought that was kind of mind-blowing that he doesn't have Symptom of the Universe and everything that's on Sabotage, especially his singing. I mean, I love his singing on all of them, but I mean, Sabotage, just I'll put that up against any rock vocal.
Yeah, that's an underrated record.
Yeah, his performance on that one is just absolutely crushing. But I mean, he has Sabotage kind of with Technical Ecstasy and Never Say Die. I remember Oz said to me, because I love those records.
Yeah,
you know?
Me too.
Well, you know, because I think that's a beautiful thing about music and our favorite bands is just, you know, you have certain memories that are connected to those records.
Right.
You know, whether what was going on in your life when you were listening to those albums. I remember Oz goes, "Oh yeah, Zakk." He goes, "Oh, you like that album?" Because I remember I was listening to it when we were working on No Rest for the Wicked. I was in my room, I was just listening. I was listening to Never Say Die. He goes, "You like that album?" I go, "I think it's great, Oz." He goes, That album didn't even go, forget about platinum or gold. That album didn't even go aluminum.
Talking of Symptom, that's one of my favorite riffs, you know.
No, that's, I mean, because we're in D.
Yeah, that's where you play it. Well, that sounds evil.
It's even sillier. Yeah, but and once again, Ozzy's melody over that.
Oh, it's brilliant. Take me through the centuries.
Just Pentatonic years. Just truly amazing.
But the riff I'm going to do though is, it's actually, I'm going to break out of the Ozzy period, because it was tragic when Ozzy left, but he went on to, you know, get together with that Rhodes character, then Jake, then,
yeah, well, I mean,
this
actually,
guy.
you know, when Sabbath broke up, like to me, I always said it was the best thing for the band. Like you hit the reset button on both of them.
Yeah.
Because all the ideas that they both came out with was super fresh, super new. Between Heaven and Hell and Mob Rules, and then Blizzard and Diary, just to this day, the iconic classics.
Yeah, like you said, reset's a great way of putting it. Someone just hit that reset
without
button.
a doubt. They both sounded.
And you got two great things.
Reinvigorated.
There was one, then there was two, and they were all great. Before was great, after was great. And this goes all the way to 1992 when Ronnie rejoined Sabbath for Dehumanizer.
Yeah, totally.
And there was a song called Time Machine, which actually goes back to the Symptom riff. And it was on Wayne's World of all things. But the riff is, I just think it's great, because if you listen to, I played Symptom in E, but he recorded it on a C sharp guitar, so he'd have been playing it in the G position.
Gotcha.
But the Time Machine riff, and you said you don't know this one, check this out.
Go ahead. Can I leave now?
Yeah, you can. But I've got one more question. So, what's the next Zakk Sabbath going to be? Because Doom Forever was the second two albums. Are you going to do Doom Forever #2, which will be Volume 4?
Yeah, well,
and Sabbath Bloody Sabbath?
Volume 4 will be next. So, and there'll be more choreography, more Paul Abdul, soft shoe tap dancery, without a doubt. But yeah, that'll be the next one.
So there you have it, folks. Iommi, Ted Green, Zakk Wylde. Thank you, my friend.
Yes.